I'm David Turczi, and with me here is John Albertson, my lead developer and one of our lead testers on this project, and somewhere in the background, designer of the game, Robin, is silently hiding in the shadows in case we mess something up, but you'll have to make do with us talking today. And we've already set the game up, and we're not going to go through the rules of the main game at all, because we assume all of you are very enthusiastic backers who've read the rulebook as much as you needed it to. And in fact, we are just quickly gonna talk through and gloss over the overall rules of the solo mode, and we'll show you the details as John plays through them and, tries to live through first few rounds of the game. And I pressed some random button, sorry. There. Undid my mistake, sorry. Yes, I've been told to make a disclaimer in the beginning of the video, is that when I do anything in Tabletop Simulator, I tend to shake my camera a lot, and this could cause motion sickness. I apologize, I am not a professional streamer. I'll do my best to not make all of you sick. So, hi John, are you ready for this?
As ready as I'll ever be. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So, the solo mode in very high level details. You'll be fighting against the Black Widow, corrupted dark witch. I hope I'm saying the lore correctly. That's not exactly my department. And you'll be taking your turns normally, doing what you would do in a normal game of Septima, and then whenever it's your opponent's turn, we'll use a die and a row of 3 cards, which will be familiar to anyone who has played many of the solo modes that John and I has worked on together, most recently Mindclash's very own Perseverance, although without the die, but used a similar row-style forecasting system. And you will see, I am showing you the cards up close, that the Black Widow Ultima will have action cards of her own that is similar to yours, and we'll select one of them, and she will match with you, she will match with Septima, and so on, and we'll, do some mischief that will cause problems for John. Anything else I should highlight before we start?
No, that's a pretty smooth rundown, yeah.
All right, then let's do it. Show us what you got.
Okay, well, what everyone should pay attention to is the divination card. We have 2 citizens Robin in a trial? Hold on, David, if you could move that big black hand, I could see what. Thank you.
Sorry, I was showing it for the audience in big.
Have 2 heal 2 patients of cure them of the plague.
Yep. 2 green patients healed.
And then have 5 different ingredients. Mm-hmm. And then the big one is have 4 potions. Also, we'll need drop.
Any potion? Yes, it's any potion. It's both healing and action potions, right? Yes.
Yeah. Remedy and I'm sorry, I forget the other name for them.
Yeah. The things that have special uses. Yeah. Okay. So, do you have any idea what strategy you'll be employing, or are you more of a Leroy Jenkins type strategy?
I generally tend to play Leroy Jenkins in my attempts to be strategic. It comes out Leroy Jenkins. So we do have to do some healing. This is actually a pretty good mix. So I think we'll get some decent ingredients, start making some potions, and get some people into the trials. All right.
Okay. So the starting resources have been 3. I'm gonna be terrible naming the ingredients. I apologize to everyone who is, who cares about the theme, but because I am the sort of person that just names everything randomly. So we started with 3 mushrooms slash carrots. No, they're not carrots, I apologize, but sorry. And then 2 extra
2 loyal citizens in the crowd.
citizens, and 1 crystal, which is the wild card ingredient like thing. And you have 1 what is it called? Charm. Thank you. Shards of Eternity. For each different ingredient type you only collected 1 of, gain 1 crystal. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Between Sen's ability and that, I can see you can set up a pretty neat collection engine. So
yeah, and let's look at the witches while we're here. So Sen, yes, during the collect action, you can convert up to 2 ingredients. You can convert them into a crystal. And Hazel here allows you to heal 1 space away. So you don't have to be adjacent. You can be a hex away.
Yep.
And
cool. Who starts? Is it you or the Black Widow?
Well, we have to look over here. So in a 2-player game, the Septima has 2 tokens that are out that you and the Black Widow can match. So we're looking at that. But
I just realized I said something silly because, of course, it's simultaneous action selection, so it doesn't yet matter who goes first. So, yeah.
So
in my defense, it's midnight here.
So looking at the ritual board, you'll see I've placed the token kind of on the far left, kind of looking to kind of maybe shoot up this way. It was actually a fairly strange how the crystals came out. I've never had them come in basically so tight.
Yeah.
Are
you trying to collect? Well, since you can only collect 1 per each row, if I remember my rules correctly, that means you'll collect 3 of them, but you'll have a very specific path to do for that.
Yeah. Normally you get a couple up a little higher.
All right.
You can generally maybe get 4 if you're real lucky. 5. Anyway.
For the people, because the people are mostly here to see the solo, we should point out that the Black Widow does not have a marker on the ritual board, because people familiar with our kind of automas would know that it's always about simulating the primary interactions of the game, and since the ritual track the other player's position is an interaction insofar as to telegraph what they would possibly want to match with, but it's not an interaction in the racing sense. It doesn't matter how far off the other player is for your game. Therefore, we deemed it to be an internal state of a player and simplified it out from the bot state. And you ask them what telegraphs what the bot is willing to match with. Well, the answer obviously are the 3 icons on its card row. So you will see it in action soon. I just wanted to point out that the automa is already simplifying some player things out. Carry on.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to pick a card here. I'm actually going to start with the right. And so basically you put that out. We're going to advance the tracker token to here. Now, let's look over at the Black Widow's deck of cards.
So the Black Widow will most likely play Remember, and the way this works, if I am remembering this correctly, is that your Remember is repeat one of the other things you've already done. This would be quite tricky for the bot because, okay, Remember, sure, but which one? So the way it works is that all of the cards in the Black Widow's deck basically mirror your cards, except the Remember. There are, here you can see, 6 different Remember cards, and we selected one of it at the beginning of the game, which effectively doubles down on one of the actions. So the Black Widow's Remember doesn't copy a previous action, it's just a semi-duplicate of one other action.
Yeah, it gives the widow a little personality. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to roll the die.
That's
and is that a 2? Okay.
TTS shows a 3, but that's just because it's treats it as a 6-sided die, but that's the 1, that's the 2, and that's the 3. So yeah.
Okay. So if we had rolled a 1, we would have taken the card on the far left. But we got a 2, so we take the card in the middle. All right. So that's the widow's selection. We move our token. We take our turn. So ours is advance 1 step on the right track. We do not match with the Septima or with the Black Widow, so we don't get the...
depend on whether you resolve your turn first or the Black Widow's.
Well, I'm not going to take the quick move action. I'm going to stay right there. And now we look at the Black Widow. So the Black Widow always moves one of her spiders, at least one of her spiders, every round. To do that, you look at the leftmost remaining card up in the offering or the row. And David, if you can highlight that, so you'll see there are 2 shadowed zones. So what we're going to do is go over to the board and look for a spider in that zone.
This zone or this zone?
Yep.
And there is a spider there.
Yep. So it's real simple. You move the spider 1 step closer to you. Okay, over here, well, there's no spider here, so we're going to go clockwise until we hit the next one. And there we go. And that's going to move 1 step closer to us.
So, showing it in detail. So so even though the selected card is move, but independently from the fact that the selected card is move, on every turn, the bot, like you, has the option to do a quick move. And the way it works for the bot is that you look at the first remaining card on the card row, in this case that, and you move one of the spiders in that zone 1 space closer to you, which is what we've done here. But in this zone, we didn't find any, so we start from clockwise from there until we find the spider, which was this one, and move to that one. And we move 2 spiders because 2 zones are highlighted on this card.
Yeah. And you will be surprised at how quickly you kind of the Black Widow is able to get to you with those 3 spiders.
And why do these spiders bother us? What do they do?
Well, if they catch you, you lose wisdom.
Okay, so we started the game with 15 wisdom, and obviously we need to get lots of it to win, but we can run out of it. And again, this is something that we've employed in a few solo modes before, but it acts as the early game pressure that if you run out of 0, then I believe at the end of the season, if you're at 0 wisdom, then you will lose the game. But it's not meant to be like a hardcore survival because nobody is eliminated from a game of Septima. It's early game.
And also, you cannot enter the same spot on the board as the spider, and you cannot move through a spider. So,
just the space that the spider is on, or do
correct.
They do something adjacent as well?
No.
Okay.
All right, so we're looking at the Septima's move, and move all spiders 1 step towards you. Okay, so that's easy.
You're now resolving the basic action of move, right?
Yep. So that one here.
So you're resolving the Black Widow's card before your own card.
Oh, I already did ours. Oh, yeah, I moved the right.
Okay, so it's all just for everybody else's sake, plus making sure that I'm awake as well. It's always your card first, and then the Black Widow's card, right?
Well, when you're first player.
Okay.
So, also let's put out the big disclaimer here while we're talking about it. Obviously, all of these rules are still prototype. There will be changes. I mean, nothing dramatic, but yes, there'll be some wordings that are changed.
Yeah, for example,
like
I just looked it up in the rulebook because minor detail, but I think I remembered right, is that you lose 3 wisdom if the spider moves onto you, and you lose 1 wisdom if you end up adjacent to a spider, either because of your move or the spider's move.
Right. Yeah. Yes, I did forget that. Okay, so now let's look here. What's the other part of it? There's one other part. Oh yeah, the farthest one away, there's an additional step. And it did not get the match bonus, but as you can see there,
so the move card. Yep.
They take a big step. All right. So we've taken our turn. Spiders, Black Widow's taken her turn. So we move to E. Step. Or was this A? Z? No one matched. So we don't. The Widow doesn't match, but we did not. Here we go.
No one matched gets suspicion, but no one matched.
Oh. And here we didn't draw the attention of any witch hunters, so that's that. So swing this back to A. Move the moon marker. Let's see here. That is going to be it.
Okay, so the move card goes into the discard pile, your right card goes into the discard pile, and we shuffle, we slide the cards up to fill the gaps, and then reveal a new card and put it face up there. Yep.
Okay.
And then this is how one turn went, and now we're gonna do a few more of this.
Yep. Okay, so we're here. Keeping in mind, oh look, there's a little collect action there. So,
and we should move on the Septima token. All right.
So we have chosen the collect card. Well, just kind of set it right there. Let's roll the dice.
Ooh, it's 3. That's the least likely thing to happen.
Nope.
Plea. Which is interesting because that'll match the Septima, so we'll see some matching action happening.
Yep, or that's good.
People wondering on the strategic reasons, I assumed you went for collect because you were... Well, were you hoping for a match on that? Because there was nobody here you could match with, so I'm curious what your plan is.
Well, I was hoping, but you know.
Hoping for what?
To match.
With whom?
No, I need to collect now in order to.
Time is of the essence.
Yes. Yes, my initial plan was to hopefully be able to collect and get the bonus. It didn't work, but the clock is ticking. All right, so let's do our move. We will collect.
Do you want to do a quick move first?
No, I don't. I want to stay right there.
Okay. So the seasonal ingredients are the... I promised that I won't call this the chicken bones, so please tell me what that's called, and the mushroom.
Yep. So I will get 1 mushroom. Oh. Are you able to do this faster than I can?
Yep. If you just tell me, I'll click around.
And then 2 of the skulls.
Yep. There's 2.
And then I get 1 crystal. Because I'm gonna. I should have used my charm, but here we go.
Yep.
So rotate that.
And crystal coming right up there.
Thank you. All right. And I don't match. Okay. Let's move to the Black Widow.
So the same quick move happens as last time. So this widow will move, and that widow will move.
Yep. And if there's a tie in direct...
Yeah, so this guy haven't moved yet because it should be moving this way, and I was waiting for you to explain. Yes?
If there's a tie, as of now, pick whichever direction you want it to go.
Okay, so in that case, you pick, does the Black Widow go up or down?
Then go clockwise, so down.
Okay, done.
When in doubt, go clockwise.
Okay. So that was the quick move. Then it does a plea. What does plea do? Perform the first action possible. 1. Add 2 cursed citizens to the crowd. That should be possible because there are 4 cursed citizens remaining. Let me.
Yeah.
Oh. This citizen is so cursed it went face first. And first action, so it's done.
Yep. Now, it does match. Yep. So,
Septima.
Yep.
So place an additional cursed citizen into the chamber.
Yep. So here, right there. Yeah, as Robin noted, there was sensibility, but I'm fine with what she is providing. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so step E.
So the Black Widow doesn't track the right track, so for the Widow you can skip that.
What's that?
This is if there was a match, go up on the right track, but since the Widow doesn't have a right marker and you didn't match, you can skip this. But the step F does matter because the Black Widow does have a suspicion track. So move down 2 spaces because
2 spaces.
Yep. So the Black Widow's suspicion track looks roughly the same as yours, but on the 5th space on normal difficulty there is this token, and if it reaches there, then a new instead of, because the Black Widow doesn't have any witches in its coven to be captured, we draw a new witch and put it straight into the 2nd chamber, and we'll talk more about that once the trials happen.
Okay. And she does not trigger the witch hunter.
Match and the Widow doesn't get hunted, we can skip that as well. Yep. Done. I'll help. Move the Septima token, draw a new Septima token. You move that. Toss the card. Toss the card. Draw new card. Yep.
Alright, so what came out? A heal?
Yes. So nobody, not the Septima and not the Widow, wants to do collect or plea, and you've already done collect, so you're not gonna get, and you've already done right as well, so you're kind of stuck on the right board.
Yeah, that's alright. Let's see, these spiders are starting to get a little close. So
yes.
Let's get our brew going.
Okay. Shall I roll the die?
Yeah.
Whee! Oh.
2. My goodness, not even a 1 yet. Okay. Alright. Move this to here.
I feel like the citizenry is getting very cursed here.
So I'm going to take a quick move,
Mm-hmm.
and then I will be brewing up to 3 potions.
Okay.
So it's nice I have the 2 crystals, which aren't ingredients, but they count as their wild card.
Mm-hmm.
So let me consult my chart here.
This chart?
So, yeah, I gotta do that and that. That's gonna be, what was that, Nightshade? To get a plague remedy.
Mm-hmm. I'll get you the token.
Thank you.
The right one. Plague remedy. There.
Do that for a paralysis remedy.
Coming right up.
And blindness. We're gonna do the trifecta here.
Oh, you're going for triple heal.
Well, not triple heal, but actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go with those 3.
But you could make a love potion. That would be so romantic.
Yeah, it would be, but I gotta think. The ritual oil. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna. Let's see, which one would that be? Blindness. Yeah, blindness. So the one I might not want to keep would be the paralysis. So you know what? Instead of the paralysis, I'm going to make the ritual oil from here. That's the one that makes it a match.
Mm-hmm. So instead of the paralysis, so you still want the plague, you still want the blindness, but instead of paralysis, you want the
ritual. Yeah.
Did I grab the right one? Yes, I grabbed the right one. Okay, and then you spend these things, right?
Yep. Thank you, sir.
Neatly shoved to the side. That was your turn.
Well.
The bot. Recruit. Add 2 curses.
We gotta do the quick move.
Quick move. Good point. So
same thing. It's
well, technically the spider left the zone, but then we go clockwise from there, so it is still that spider. You're right. I just wanted to point out that.
Okay, fair enough. Now this spider still hasn't entered this zone yet. So
this spider.
I get there.
Ooh, it's almost there.
Yes. The flying ointment is very helpful in the solo game. Okay,
because
so now
luckily the spiders can't fly, because if they did, everybody's arachnophobia would be a lot worse. It's incredible how long we haven't rolled the 1 on the die, because the die is a 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, as people would know my favorite die, so we are due for a 1 now.
Alright, so recruit is
at citizens to the crowd. I know how to do that.
Okay. Oof, that's a lot of citizens in there.
But it didn't match, so at least it didn't get a 3rd one. Hey, that's something.
Yeah, I think recruit has changed to also to read like plea, except be the opposite. You know, where plea is put 2 people into the crowd. What was that the other one? Yeah, it must have been a different card. Oh, chant. I'm thinking of chant. All right.
Our silent wizard in the background, or warlock, points out that you should have gotten 3 wisdom for your ritual oil.
Where's that counter? Let's click that thing up. Thank you. Okay. Take every point I can get. Yeah, so that does that for this phase,
Yep,
this
there is
round.
no matching, so EFGH is gone. So back to A. I'll move the Septima token for you. Yep. Oh. Did you move the moon marker? Yes, you did.
Good. All right. Okay. We'll move this. We'll select our card. Yeah, we really kind of need to break through these spiders here, so I think we're going to go with a move.
I mean, I'm gonna remind myself what the matchability of heal is. What is it? It's just citizen. Okay. Then is this the one you are gonna use your oil for, or which one are you?
I'm going to use it for use it for heal.
Okay.
Yeah, because we need to. We've only got 2 citizens there. It'd be better to get another citizen up there.
Makes sense.
Okay, so we've chosen our card. Let's see what the Black Widow. Are you kidding me?
I don't think the PPS die is fair. I should get a normal D6 out of the cabinet and just start rolling on the table. Or we need to bounce it because I think it has something to do with PTS's physics engine and it just doesn't bounce high enough.
Are you doing that? Yes.
I still can't roll a 1.
Okay, so, well, alright. We gotta go there. Do the quick move. And then do the normal move with the action 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh man, we really need that.
I meanwhile checked the solo design notes, and yes, the recruit card will be updated to look more like the plea card.
Yeah.
Not a significant difference enough, so we can carry on.
Yeah. See, this is going to get tight here with that spider, because this one's going to move this way. Anyway, you'll see what happens. I might have just put myself in a pickle. Okay, so this is collect. But first we have to do the quick move, which is still moving 2 spiders every turn.
Yep.
Boom. And yeah, go up there. Yep. Alright, so for collect is a little different. You see, lay down all the spiders. You cannot collect from adjacent hexes until they move or they stand up and move.
I'm gonna lay down all your spiders.
Yep.
So this space, this space, this space, this space is dead. Does it disable buildings? No, it doesn't. So
no.
This spider doesn't actually bother us from this point of view.
Yeah. Did we do the quick move?
Yes, we did. Right?
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, because this thing came closer. Because if it moved one more, then we would be starting to lose wisdom. So if we roll a not 1 again, well, no, actually, because even the next card will move this spider, so we have to get away from here.
All right. It is what it is. Okay. And then the match action is cannot collect crystals.
But nobody matched with nobody.
Yeah. So basically we're
non-matching days.
Yep.
And last turn of the round, right? Oh, I messed that up. Ooh. Do you want to risk it and play Remember? Because Septima, and maybe we finally roll a 1?
Actually, you know what? Let's do it.
It's not gonna get a better time than that.
Yeah, let's do that just for cruise and giggles.
Remember doesn't push you up the track, so. But hey, you can't get everything.
No, remember will.
Sorry?
When you say track, it'll push me up the suspicion track a fair amount.
Yeah, but not the right track because there are no remember icons on the right track.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So now, how do you? What do you think? You do it? There we go.
There you go.
Yay!
We are way too happy about this.
Yeah. That's just not right.
Yeah, please don't use the random number generator in TTS for important scenarios.
Okay, so let's.
What are you gonna double?
Let me. Where'd you put this
in your plan of healing?
Oh yeah, my plan of healing got messed up. Something fierce.
Yeah, because you have to go away from here. So.
Yeah. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna actually check out the order of the lunar ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to remember the move.
Mm-hmm. Makes perfect sense with this many spiders around.
Where's that going to go?
There. I think.
Thank you.
Yep.
Go and bring it over here just so I can see it.
First a quick move and then 4 more moves. So
keeping in mind coming the ingredients, I think we're going to go quick move, and then 1, 2, 3. You know, I'm actually going to move right here. 4.
Because that will touch both of the things that will be seasonal next turn. I wonder what your next action is going to be.
Yeah, well, especially seeing as how I need this is a tricky divination card in that you have to get 5 different ingredients and 4 potions. So that's
You're
tricky.
going shopping. I see.
And then, since it does match, I get to
I'm
do
slightly worried for Sophie's chances of survival or, not being corrupted by a spider.
So I do actually get to collect an ingredient. And let's take one of the it's the carrot. It's not a carrot. What is it? Robin, what is that?
We'll find out. We'll find out what the carrot.
Just a root. Okay.
Yes.
All right, moving on to spiders.
So finally, the spider is not doing that quick move, but instead doing that quick move.
Look in the zone. No spider.
There.
Okay, so now this spider gets up and then moves. Probably going to move down this way. Okay. And then it does its remember action.
Perform the first action possible. Add 2 cursed citizens to the crowd. Nope. Place 2 cursed citizens from the crowd into the first chamber. Yep. I feel like Sophie will join the dark side. We should call her Dark Sophie.
It's not looking good for Sophie. She's about to become spider food. Yeah, so that's why
for anyone worrying, we need to tell people that nothing bad is going to happen to the witches, even if they're exiled or corrupted by spiders. They live a happy and silk symbiotic life in darkness.
Yeah. I'm sure Shelob said that to a bunch of her prey as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is why we added just a couple steps in here in case, the first part wasn't possible. Anyway.
Yep.
Okay,
Add an additional cursed citizen to the crowd, which is not possible. So we got lucky on that. If you got lucky.
Oh yeah, that actually will stay, because if you're already in that position, things are going pretty good for the witch, or sorry, for the widow anyway.
Yep.
All right. Now this is where
things get shady.
Yeah. So we trigger. Nothing triggers here.
Yep. We'll never move up on that track ever.
Okay, now.
This is where we say, kids, don't play this badly at home.
Okay, so now since the remember's on the left side, I only gain one suspicion, but also because it wouldn't have mattered anyway, because the widow had a remember as well. So
yep,
we would have just
and the widow gains one as well, right?
Yep. All right. So the witch hunters. There are no witch hunters in my zone.
Correct.
And so then we will move the witch hunter from the lowest number zone to the current, wherever I'm at.
Ooh, spooky.
Yep.
Between spiders and...
My suspicion's still 1, so that's very manageable. All right.
And that feels like the end of the season.
It is.
So, trial time?
It is. Let me just double check here. I want to make sure we do this in the right order.
Mm-hmm. Put all citizens in the crowd into the bag.
Hold on.
I am reading it from the rulebook, so I'm confident I'm not gonna mess it up. Draw citizens from the bag. We
have to check the suspicion.
Yes. Why is that not in the rulebook? That's end of season. Yeah, I should have.
Do end of season.
Yep, I should have started the paragraph up. Put a hostile citizen people on all unhealed patients on the board.
Well,
boop.
That's yep.
Boop. Boop and boop. Check the suspicion track of all players.
I have one
people and
2 for the widow.
And the widow pissed off 2 people. There. Resolve the current trial. Yes. Put all the citizens in the crowd into the bag. Done. Draw citizens to fill the spaces. We need to draw 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We almost had it. I'm just joking. We would have never had it because we literally had 2 meeples in the bag and we'd already placed 3, so we were never gonna have it. But at least, hey. So, Sophie is not exiled, which means everybody gets 2 victory points per... 2 wisdom per meeple involved, so we get 4 wisdom. 3, 4. But because the widow had more meeples in there than us, Sophie joins the dark side, right?
Yep.
So
at this point,
yeah.
We lose 6 because she had 3.
That true. So, I mean, it could have been worse, but
yeah.
Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, first of all, losing a trial is bad because you're probably ending up in negative sum. But the fact that there is now somebody in the spider coven, that means that you can stop fighting for the highest divination because you will never score it. Am I right?
Exactly. Yes.
The fourth box on the card is now empty, which means that, let's say you finish the game with still 2 witches in your coven. That means you can pick any 2 of the other 3.
Yes. Yep.
So,
as the widow collects witches, you lose the highest point value option on the divination.
Okay, is there anything else we haven't done about the trial yet?
I take the 2 citizens.
First player in the solo game, I believe, doesn't change, so we don't have to move the first player token. Each player may rearrange the witches, but it doesn't matter for us at this point. Moon marker moves on. You get your cards back. Do we reshuffle the witches deck at this point?
Yeah.
So it's draw. No, it's shuffle these 5 back and then draw 1, right?
Yep.
Yep. And done that.
Okay. Advance the season tracker, which means we add the witch hunter to the lowest numbered.
Okay. Since we've been at it for a good 45 minutes, I think we should quickly run through things about the solo mode specifically that we haven't shown the people. We've seen the widow recruit and plea a lot. We've seen the widow, the spiders move a little bit and a lot and everything in between. What else can the widow do? We haven't seen brew and heal. What happens if the widow brews and heals? So the brew, the widow just raises suspicion, so the widow doesn't actually manage ingredients.
Correct.
But if it matches, then a patient gets mysteriously disappeared. And
yes, they are healed.
or something, or acquire spider-related superpowers and move on to the big city and life of adventure. And they still go up on this track, although they ignore the benefits, but those are victory points that you are gonna essentially lose at the end of the game, and then you still need to be in positive to win, right?
Yes.
Cool. Then there is heal. Choose a patient by starting from a shadow zone and continue clockwise until 2 patients have been healed. Shadow zone, that means, so let's say if heal is selected, then you start from that zone, so in this case, that patient, and you go clockwise until 2 patients have been healed. If there is ever a tie, because, for example, there are two or three zones highlighted, then the widow prefers to go up on a track that it has already higher up on, or if tied, then your choice, I believe, if I remember correctly. And then the only card we haven't shown is indeed right, so the game magically put it here for me, in which case we roll this die again, and based on that die roll, we either remove some crystals or we cycle/empty some parts of the charm offer, which doesn't necessarily hurt you, but if you had a plan of getting somewhere in 2 turns, then this might mess you up.
And also, it does need to cycle through there a bit, just to keep it interesting, give you something to think about, and simulate the multiplayer game.
Yeah. So basically, that's, I think, every feature.
No, there's one more.
There's one more. What did I forget?
When the suspicion hits the 5th space.
I did say that.
So here.
Yep.
Once the witches, or the widow's suspicion reaches 5, what happens is you send the token back down to 0. You will take the thank you. Take the top witch, and it goes into the 2nd chamber.
Which means that even though the widow is not losing witches, but this is another fight you have to, another fire you have to fight, because if it gets exiled, you lose the points, and if it goes quote unquote back to the widow, then it further shoots your divination in the foot.
Yes.
So this is the random pressure of the automa, of the more it matches, and it's partially random because matching with the Septima is random, but with you have control of. Like, are you actively avoiding matching with the widow for fear of it popping up on the second chamber, or do you look at it as an opportunity? Do you flood the loyal citizens and go on, send me another witch, I'll be happy to pick them up? So basically what we promised is what we're delivering, that the two-player game is completely and fully simulated on your part, and every consideration you would have. Do I want to help the other, even if it helps me? Choices you have to make. But you can match with the Septima instead. And your job is to not necessarily to score a lot of points, just to score a little bit more than the other. So, anything else you want to highlight that I haven't?
No, I think in order to win the game, you basically have to end at 1 wisdom and higher. And that's a bit more difficult than what it sounds like.
Because at the end of the game, you will score whatever divination is remaining to you, and wherever your tracks are, but then you lose the points that the widow would score for their tracks. And is there anything else you lose that I'm forgetting? Maybe. But yeah, because as you see, the trials are hard and you have to pick your fights. There will be points being bled here and there all the time. So, and as always, we are constantly testing and tweaking the difficulty levels. I am sure starting wisdom will be a difficulty lever that players can choose. I'm sure how immediate the loss on 0 it will be a difficulty lever. Even the where do we put the reset will be a difficulty lever. So,
and there'll probably be some challenges. The finish the game with whatever, 5 wisdom. Finish it with 20, and so you can get a tier of victory.
Exactly. And just because this is the sort of game with the kind of interactions where people ask this, can you play against 2 copies of the widow? Well, we asked the same question and we spent a lot of effort testing it out, and the results came to be that you don't need to, because looking at 3 cards and deciding whether you can afford to help it as well is no less interesting than looking at 6 cards, whereas the fiddliness of running 2 copies was much more. So if a few of you want to be really experimental, then have fun, but we are honestly of the belief that this represents the good balance between streamlined, simple to operate bot. You've seen how easy it was. Roll a die, read the card, do what it says, doom, move on next turn. Yet allow you to play a complete game with all the strategic considerations that we come to love in the 2-player game already.
Exactly.
That's everything. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for backing the game. And, beware of the spiders. Thank you very much.
Good night.
Good night.